coin flip, Oakville will be the home team today. So let's start by introducing the Blackbirds, leading off. The center fielder, the shot centre, numéro 17, number 17, Samuel Gauthier. Batting second, the catcher, the receveur, number 31, numéro 31, Sam Desmarais. Batting third, the shortstop, le décourt, number 21, le numéro 21, Joey Blanchette. Batting fourth, the third baseman, the troisième but, number 23, le numéro 23, Jaden Renault. Batting fifth, the right fielder, the champ droit, number 22, le numéro 22, Xavier Jobidon. Batting sixth, the first baseman, the premier but, number 32, numéro 32, Romeo Nocedo. Batting seven, number 12, le numéro 12, Théo Marcil. Batting eight, number 7, le numéro 7, le lanceur partant, the starting pitcher, Thomas Gauthier. Batting 9, the second baseman, the deuxième but, number 9, le numéro 9, Nathan Mathieu. Batting 10, number 44, le numéro 44, Émeric Fournier. And batting 11, the left fielder, the champ gauche, number 55, le numéro 55, Louis Saint-Louis. The coaches, David Mathieu, Benoît Gauthier et le manager Pascal Boilard. Institution en chef. Now introducing the Whitecaps, leading off for Oakville, number 4, the shortstop, Lake Cosentino. Hitting second, the first baseman, number 24, Logan Harvey. Batting third, the catcher, number 6, Jackson Vale. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 21, Thomas Loeffler. Batting fifth, number 8, Bronson McKean. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 12, Josh Wynn. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 2, Caleb Sutherland. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 27, Matthew Grushish. Batting eighth, today's starting pitcher, number 13, Jack Carson. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 18, Sam Cuss Doyle. Batting 11th, number 26, Nishan Dillon. And batting 12th, number 5, Evan Wynn. Your coaches, Jason Harvey, Sam Cosentino, and the manager, Scott Vale. I would ask everybody to remove their hats. Please rise if you are able. Everybody remove their hats. Everybody remove their hats. Thank you for the singing of the national anthem. Now introducing the men in black, the umpires for today's game. Behind the plate, we have from Rouyn-Noranda, Mr. Richard Moses. At first, we have from Kentville, we have Mr. Jack Burnett. At second, from Cornwall, Ontario, we have Mr. Chad Nixon. And at third, we have Kingston's own Al Aitchison. And now I would like to invite Emerick Fournier from Trois Rivieres to do the player pledge in French, and Jackson Vale from Oakville to do the English pledge. Parents, Caroline Cayen and Jacqueline McKean, please.
Are you going first?
English.
Player pledge English?
I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best.
Je crois en Dieu, j'aime mon pays et je respecterai les lois. Je jouerai honnêtement et j'essaierai de gagner, mais que je gagne ou non, je ferai toujours de mon mieux.
I will teach all children to play fair and do their best. I will positively support all managers, coaches, and players. I will respect the decisions of the umpires. I will praise a good effort despite the outcome of the game.
Good job.
J'enseignerai à tous les enfants à jouer avec fair play et à faire de leur mieux. Je soutiendrai positivement tous les managers, entraîneurs et joueurs. Je respecterai les décisions des arbitres. Je féliciterai les efforts fournis, quel que soit le résultat du match.
Good guys, let's have fun. Play ball.
Thank you.
I was like, I don't know if I can get out of
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then push the door that way so that it's tighter.
ball. Yeah.
Quick reminder about one of the hitters.
So they
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, one batter there, one time. Yep. Yep.
Except
Yeah, yeah.
today and tomorrow. Because of Rivieres. But yes, typically it's just one. And this diamond doesn't have one.
Very good. Excellent. All right, good luck, buddy.
Hello and welcome here to Kingston, Ontario for Day 6 of the 2026 Eastern Canadians Intermediate Championships here at Cricket Field. And it's the two last undefeated teams in the tournament. And after this one, well, one of them will no longer be undefeated. Jacob Ewing joined alongside producer Rias Hennessy, and we've been waiting for this matchup for a while. It's the Trois Rivieres Blackbirds taking on the Oakville Whitecaps. Gauthier flies this one to deep left field, and it's a leadoff home run. A solo shot for Samuel Gauthier says good morning to the Whitecaps and has opened the scoring. It's 1-0. And who could have expected this way to start this ball game? Two highly anticipated teams going at it. But I didn't expect a leadoff dinger. But Samuel Gauthier says expect the unexpected, and it's 1-0 early on. And for the starting pitcher, Jack Carson on the side of the Whitecaps, that's one he's got to shake off here early. As we knew, this Trois Rivieres team is capable of doing stuff like that. There was 5 homers yesterday combined between the Blackbirds and the Colts in their contest. Desmarais, deep left field, getting back at the warning track, and that will stay in play. And it's a long hit single for Sam Desmarais, and it's back-to-back deep hits for Trois Rivieres, as that had a chance of being back-to-back dingers as well. And no time to ease into this ball game for the Whitecaps. It's right into the deep end right away. Joey Blanchette in the third spot, sees a strike. As runner will also get down to second. Sam Desmarais now in a scoring position. Here's the 0-1. And it's strike 2. At the knees for Blanchette, and he's 0-2 down. And he chases one on the outside for strike 3. And it's the first out of the ball game for Jack Carson. And there's one down. But what a way to start here for the Blackbirds. And here's another guy who had a home run yesterday, Jaden Renault. In the cleanup spot, he was yesterday's starting pitcher as well. Runner down the third, the throw and the tag. Not there in time. Successful steal from Sam Desmarais. Puts himself a base hit away for doubling down for the Blackbirds. And Carson will try Desmarais down to third. An easy step back. Outside, ball 1. Renault, contact on that one. Will foul it off the third baseline and stay on it. So this isn't actually the first game of the day in the tournament. We've had to go to a second field in order to try to make the schedule a bit more congested due to wanting to have that extra day on a Wednesday in between the round robin and the semifinals. As Renault caught looking on a breaking ball for strike 3, and it's back-to-back punch-outs from Jack Carson. As I was saying, at Veterans Field in Kingston, we had a game this morning at 9, and we're having another game being played at 12 as well. As Jaden Renault, who just struck out moments ago, will become the runner at third base due to the 2-out rule. I believe Sam Desmarais is our starting catcher, so the 2-out catcher will come into effect here, and Renault will run for Desmarais. Here's Xavier Jobodon. First pitch, he likes it, and he squeaks on through the infield for an RBI single. And the Blackbirds make it 2-0 early on here in the top of the first inning. There's Romeo Nocedo, one of the only 2 players in this tournament to have 2 home runs. Nocedo will call time and get himself ready. Runner on the way to second. Pitch to the plate is a ball. It also squeaks out of the glove of Jackson Vale behind the plate, and Jobidon will reach second. So this is the biggest test for both these teams in this tournament so far, but no task too tall for the Blackbirds with a quick 2-0 lead and looking to even add to it potentially. And the Whitecaps would love just to flip the script and get out of this inning and send themselves to the offense. Kind of limit this from getting too out of hand too early on. 1-1. Breaking ball, and Carson looked for the outside and won't find it. Nocedo, a bullet to left field. It is out of here. It's the second home run of the inning for the Blackbirds, and Romeo Nocedo, his 3rd home run of the tournament. A 2-run shot, and it's 4-0 for Trois Rivieres. As he slowly comes around, and the bats are on fire for the boys in black and white pinstripes. As not the inning Carson would have wanted to start off his morning He was the starting pitcher back on day one for the Whitecaps and pitched a very phenomenal game. But as Marcial will hit that one to the infield, and the Whitecaps will get out of it. As Logan Harvey will confirm out number 3, but the Blackbirds must have woken up early with some pep in their step because they are off and running. It's 4-0 with 2 home runs thanks to Samuel Gaultier with a leadoff dinger and Romeo Niceta with a 2-run bomb. When we come back, bottom of the first, and the Whitecaps, well, looking to get their offense going. And bottom of the first inning is the Whitecaps will get their first crack on the offense. Lake Constantino will lead things off. And, well, big expectations, especially if they want to match the Blackbirds and what they did as they were off and running in the top of the first. Starting pitcher for the Blackbirds, number 7, Thomas Gauthier, the lefty, will get the nod. Trying to keep this lead. 3-0 lead quickly for Constantino. And we'll stay there after Constantino made a quick step down the first baseline to go to first, but we'll have a 3-1 pitching coming from Gaultier. That's ball 4, and Constantino starts things off with a leadoff walk for the Whitecaps in all positive direction. Also have our first score line of the day. A 9 a.m. start on the other field for the Diamond and Cornwall. That one ends a 19-2 final score for the Diamond, as the Rivieres still winless in the tournament. And the Diamond, well, over 500, I believe, with that victory. We also see the Diamond later today, too, as they have 2 games today, as they'll play the Kingston Colts in the midday game scheduled for 2 o'clock here at Cricket Field. We will have that one for you. I got a feeling that could be a game for potentially around the 4 or 3 seed going to the semifinals. So big playoff implications, as it looks like it's gearing up to be these 2 teams. And then Kingston, Diamond, I guess the Ottawa West, gunning back into this tournament after going down 0-2 in the turn early on. As the Twins got their first win last night against the Cornwall Rivieres, 14-3 final score. And Gauthier will try him again. And Constantino, an easy step back. First pitch here to Harvey. A little head nod from 24 and Teal, as he understands the first pitch. Could have had it. as Gauthier delivered it right down the pipe. Oh, one. Harvey through the infield to right field for a base hit. First hit of the morning for Oakville, and there's 2 on early on.
Now batting number 6, Jackson Vale.
There's Jackson Vale, the catcher. Chance to even load up the bases here potentially. With 2 on. First pitch, we'll see a breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. We've understood the power that the top of the order has for Oakville. Speedy runners and consistent hitters. Maybe not power hitters, as you've seen no home runs, but they're very good at finding open area in the field. And a quick 2-0 lead now for Vale. It's ball 3. This is the second count this inning. Similar to Lake Constantino, where he started out 3-0. He worked a walk in Vale. I'm sure he would love the same result as it would load the bases out for a cleanup hitter, Thomas Loeffler. And I'll get one back. And strike 2 to keep him there as Gauthier paints the outside. And it'll move us to a full count. We'll have the payoff from Gauthier. And it will result in ball 4 for Jackson Vale, and the bases are loaded for Oakville looking to respond. And Sam Desmarais wants a conversation with his starting pitcher of how to go about this situation, but tying run now to the plate. And a great situation here for Oakville after momentum obviously was fully in the side of Trois Rivieres early. Made a statement on the game. When you hit back-to-back home runs, that's a statement. But resilience for Oakville, and it see a pitching change, a fielding change coming into effect here. Luc St. Louis coming to second base. Améric Fournier going to right field. And Nathan Mathieu going to the bullpen as well to start a warm-up. There's the 1-0. And Loeffler fires that one foul. We'll split the first 2 pitches. Well, easier said than done, but why not match the 2 home runs the Blackbirds hit? Big time situation for Loeffler if he could hit the grand slam. Obviously would tie the game, but as mentioned, easier said than done. 1-1 from Gauthier. And Loeffler swings that one, and that one, as he liked the high heat upstairs. Underneath of it, though, on the swing, and there's 2 strikes against him. Gauthier looking for his first punch out and first out of the ball game as he tries to work his way out of the jam. Got him. Strike 3 swinging. And the Blackbirds get one back. Here's Bronson McKean. Very consistent hitter for the Whitecaps, and while they would love some consistency here, that one gets to the backstop, and Constantino thinks about it as he takes a couple aggressive steps, but overall will trot him back to third base. And he decides not to pull the trigger. Constantino is a speedy guy, but stay at third nonetheless. 1-0. McKean with a late decision for strike one as Gauthier blows it by him. And he looked for the outside. Ball two, the result. It's ball three. And Gauthier now swimming around the territory where ball four would score a run for the Whitecaps. McKean with love strike, pardon me, ball four. Here's the 3-1. And it will be the result. It's a bases loaded walk for the Whitecaps, and they're on the board. As Constantino will come around and get something sparked here. Tying run now aboard first base. Here's Josh Wynn. And the first pitch Wynn down and away for ball one, in a mound meeting upcoming here for the Trois Rivieres head coach after Gauthier has walked three batters, struck out one, and allowed a single. And well, after such an explosive start to the game for the Blackbirds, they have slipped up just a tad on the defensive side. And that Mathieu is going back to the dugout now. Takes a couple looks over at the mound as he states that he's warmed up and good to go, but still early on for Gauthier, so he's going to remain in the ball game. One to win. Bunt sent down to the mound. Gauthier spins, fires to first, and safe is Josh Wynn. And run will score as Logan Harvey cuts the tally in half of the Blackbirds. It's 4-2. And the speedy Josh Wynn, that's why he's not afraid to lay down a bunt in that situation, as he understands he's got the pace to beat any attempts, and he does there. And here's Caleb Sutherland. As first pitch swinging, will foul it off as he just gets a piece of it. Yesterday's game's full of blowouts. 15-7 in the morning, 17-1 as Oakville beat Orleans, and then 14-3 Ottawa West over Cornwall. As the only one to go to difference was Trois Rivieres and Kingston in the morning. And that one takes a weird bounce. Here comes the runner as he sees an opening. And the play to the plate is late. And Oakville makes it a one-run game as Jackson Vale comes through. And what a battle it's been for the Whitecaps. Just chipping away. Everybody getting on base. And Caleb Sutherland has a chance to not only tie the game for the Whitecaps, but even give themselves the lead. Sutherland to center field, backing up and making the grab is the Blackbirds. Both runners will tag up and go, and they're both safe, and the game's tied. And the Whitecaps have done it. 4-0 down early. It's 4-4. It's a sacrifice fly for Caleb Sutherland. Will bring us to 2 down. There's Matthew Harushiwish to the plate. That's a hold the swing, but it does go through the strike zone. So go ahead run at third. And Harushewicz will foul it back for strike 2 against him, and Gauthier a chance to keep the game tied and get out of it. As it's been walk, single, walk, strikeout, walk, single, sack, fly. 0-2. And he'll foul it back and stay there. We'll go back to another 0-2 pitch. And it's ball 1. Now low. Harushewicz was the starting pitcher in yesterday's game for Oakville. Another 0-2. Runner's coming home as well, and he takes advantage. As it's strike 3. But Josh Wynn has stolen home plate, and we'll see if, we wonder if the run will count, as it was strike 3 delivered. And that will negate the run, as the Whitecaps will not take the lead. And Josh Wynn, aggressive on the base paths, says, screw it, I'm coming home. But strike 3 will cancel it out. But the Whitecaps match the Blackbirds, and an exciting first inning. It's 4-4, and when we come back to the top of the second with Trois Rivieres back on the offense. Top of the second underway here in Kingston, and it's the starting pitcher for the Blackbirds who will lead us off as he leaves from the mound and goes to the batter's box, Thomas Gauthier. First pitch for a strike from our starting pitcher, back for his second consecutive, Jack Carson. As a foul that one back. Outside, and I'm sure, well, for the pitcher-pitcher battle right here, I'm sure both of these guys would like their defensive side of the ball first innings back, as really didn't really go both their ways for either of them. 2 home runs on up for Carson, and like 3 or 4 walks for Gauthier, and both even at 4 runs apiece. But Carson trying to get the best of Gauthier here in a 2-2 count. Well, that's a ball 3. And Gauthier down behind the batter's box right now. And he shoots back up. And he'll make his run down to first base. I believe that pitch must have got a piece of him. There's Nathan Mathieu, who is warming up in the bullpen moments ago, but now ordered for his first at bat of the game. This one up the middle, past Carson. Constantino scoops, fires in time. Needed to be quick there from Lake, and it was. As Gauthier will get to second and put himself in a scoring position. And here's Emerick Fournier. Fournier quite aggressive at the plate in his first few games. We'll see how he does here. If he continues that aggressiveness, that's a ball on the outside. On one, breaking ball from Carson. Won't be able to die down in time for ball two. So the Blackbirds, the runner at second, trying to take back the lead they once had. If they came out guns blazing, and after a leadoff homer from Samuel Gauthier, it kind of seemed like they're going to find a way to control this game. Fournier fires this one to right field, and Gauthier will get held up at third base to put runners in the corners, as it's a single for Emerick Fournier. And there's Louis St. Louis as we at the bottom of the order for the Blackbirds. Carson takes his time, turns and fires to first, and Fournier was all over it as he's back in time. That went to the backstop, and Fournier will get to second, but nothing from Gauthier. He'll stay at third. St. Louis skies this one behind the backstop for a foul ball. And the breaking ball from Carson for ball two. He's not able to find his location, and a big at bat here. If St. Louis gets on, it would be potential bases loaded with Gauthier with a home run. Ground ball to the second baseman. He'll make the play to first is good, but Gauthier will score, and the Blackbirds have taken back the lead. They do confirm out number two, though. There's Samuel Gauthier. And as mentioned, what a start to the ball game he had after he cranked one to center field. Goodbye. As he skies this one in potentially catchable territory, and sprinting forward was Logan Harvey. But he won't be able to cover the ground as it drops down right in front of the Blackbirds dugout. Gauthier to right center field and able to get there in time to make the grab as the outfield of Oakville underneath of it. I believe Sam Costoyle will drop it at the mound and send his team back to the offense as a runner is stranded at third base. But Trois Rivieres back on the scoreboard here in the second as they make it 5-4. When we come back, you're watching the bottom of the second inning when we return. Bottom of the second inning as we join you back here in Kingston, leading things off for Oakville, number 13, Jack Carson, who had, well, a much better top of the second than he did top of the first. At the mound, looking to transition that success now to the offense. And as you see there, I don't know if you can catch it on the cameras, but in left center field, the Diamond have shown up from Veterans Field after taking a 19-2 victory this morning. They have a game at 2 o'clock, so they're here a bit early. But, man, the confidence that's got to be going through their veins right now is got to be pretty good. It's ball 4 for Jack Carson. It's a leadoff walk. And so put a runner on. And Thomas Gauthier, a similar issue to what he had in the bottom of the first. His biggest thing was walks as he walked Constantino, walked Vale, walked McKean, and then was able to get out of it, and there's the first one in the inning there. And there's Sam Cuss-Doyle. First pitch blown on the outside. Time will be called, and I'll head over to Gauthier and discuss how to go about this. That's an early mound meeting into the inning as well, but head coach sees something he wants a word with before we get back to it. It looks to be all sorted out, as we did see Nathan Mathieu warming up already. He's not going to be called on yet, but we'll see how long the lefty, Thomas Gauthier, ends up going. And, well, with a leadoff walk, obviously not the result he would have wanted to start off this inning. And the first pitch to Cuss-Doyle will be, or pardon me, that's his second pitch. First pitch after the mound meeting will be strike one. Bunt shown, and he'll just back off a little bit and kind of get his bat unleveled, and that will be strike two on the foul ball. As he kind of leaned into it initially, then pulled away a tad, and that ended up putting the launch angle away from the first baseline and foul. Chance for a strikeout here for Gauthier. Here's the 1-2. And he'll stay alive as he's laid on and fouls it away. So many of the Colts players also sprinkled around the ballpark. They'll play their first game of the day and their only game of the day at 2 p.m. against the Diamond. We'll go back to a 1-2. Gauthier will step off as he takes a look down at first. And strike 3 as he freezes up Sam Cosdoyle with the fastball as he blisters it by him, and there's the first out of the inning and the second punch out of the ball game for Thomas Gauthier. There's Nishan Dillon as we approach the bottom of the order here for the Whitecaps. First pitch to Dillon, gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the mask of Desmarais, but he shakes that one off quickly. Looks to be okay. And a flutter one in on the outside. Here's the 1-1. And he able to get a piece of the outside. Similar pitch to the one he just threw moments ago, but this one had a little bit more break on it. And it's in a 1-2 count situation again. He was able to strike out the last batter, and Gauthier will step off again as he takes a look at Carson. And being the lefty, he gets a prime view at the runner at first. Back to a 1-2. And Dillon will foul it back right to the home plate camera. But you know, I think producer Ryan Hennessy has learned throughout the week, and we have a new strategy to keep it nice and framed up, as we had some issues earlier where ball would get fouled back and do monstrous things to the camera where it kill our view. But you can see there, prime example, we're getting better, and that's a beautiful pitch there on the bottom outside corner. Paints it as Gauthier, and it's back-to-back punch-outs as he sends Nishan Dillon back to the dugout. Here's Evan Huynh as the speedy Huynh brothers. The second one through the order will have an opportunity here. We saw his brother trying to steal home earlier in the game. Unfortunately didn't convert after it was strike 3 at the plate, which negated his run, but he would have scored if it wasn't strike 3. So runner steals second base as Carson moves himself to a scoring position. And Huynh will take the fastball looking. Gauthier has been able to place a lot of fastballs this inning alone. It's been his finishing pitch on the 2 strikeouts he has. 1-1. Huynh lays down the bunt, dives down in between the pitcher and the catcher. Turning is Gauthier and gets it in time off a perfect throw, and that is a much better inning there from Thomas Gauthier than he had in the bottom of the first. And the Blackbirds will head to the top of the third, looking to extend their lead as they're up by 1. It's 5-4. You're watching the 2026 Eastern Canadians Intermediate Championships here on the KBA YouTube channel. Top of the third underway here in Kingston. On a nice and sunny Monday morning. As well, we got all the rain out on Saturday, and hopefully that's the only rain we're going to see all week, although it is scheduled for maybe a bit tomorrow on Tuesday, where we have 4 games scheduled here at Cricket. So if there's any day not to rain, it's probably that one, but unfortunately we don't control the weather. Jack Carson back on the bump for a third time. Carson, a little bit of a discussion there with lone plate umpire of where that last pitch missed. 1-1 to Sam Desmarais, the leadoff hitter. 1 for 1 with a single. Desmarais on the end of the bat will die down right at the plate for strike 2 on a foul ball. Be a 2-2 pitching coming from Carson. And Desmarais gets a hold of it. Pulls it to left field, and it will get on down perfectly down the left field line. Turns first, goes to second, and the relay is just too late. As it will stop at Lake Constantino, and it's a double for Sam Desmarais. And there's Joey Blanchette, 0 for 1 with a strikeout this morning. And now Jack Carson, the nothing to worry about at second after he had 2 strikes against Desmarais. Blanchette first pitch swinging, and it's a bullet right to center field. And Desmarais will be held up at third, and it's runners in the corners now for the Blackbirds. As it's back-to-back base hits. Guns a-blazing for the Blackbirds, just like we saw in the top of the first inning with the top of the order. It's so dangerous. And Carson is struggling to get into a rhythm and figure out these batters. And there's Dean Renault, who struck out his first time he was here. Turning fire to third, throw to second as well, and it spills on out of the glove of the second baseman, Caleb Sutherland, who was covering the bag. So a successful steal. And a good heads-up play there by Joey Blanchette on the throw down the third. Sees the opportunity and seizes it. And a breaking ball on the outside as Carson will wash that one up as a ball that was just thrown away. And Renault fouls that one off. No changes in the order of the lineup at all for the Blackbirds throughout the entirety of this tournament. I mean, why would you, I guess, when you're 4-0, but it just goes to show how much the manager trusts these guys. The way they got them right now. 1-1, 2-1 on the inside. Renault, ground ball. Constantino fires one to first, and he's safe after Logan Harvey took his back foot off the bag. And it's an RBI for Jaden Renault as it's 6-4 as the Blackbirds convert on another run as Sam Desmarais gets around after he started off with a leadoff double. There's Xavier Gibaudan. And a bit of an error there by the first baseman on that last play in the infield. Strike call on Gibaudan. Gibadon, deep center field, and Josh Schwinn underneath of it. Runner tags up and goes home. And they won't try him. They will throw to second, though, and safe. Back to the bag is Renault, as Blanchette will come on home, and it's a sacrifice fly for Xavier Gibadon. And the Blackbirds reestablish their lead. It's now 3. Bit of cushion to work with as well. 47 pitches for Jack Carson at the mound. Haven't seen anybody else warming up either for the Whitecaps in the bullpen. So you wonder how deep Carson will go into this game. Only 3 runs, still a very tight game, but Romeo Nacedo, one of the 2 guys who went yard earlier in the game, and now he's got a runner on. And strike 1. As Carson will try to pick away a couple early strikes to take a lead. Look for a similar location. This one just a tad too low. And we'll go 1-1. Nacedo, you could just see by his structure, just taller guy, strength built within him. Well, goes to show why he does have 3 home runs leading the tournament. 1-1. That's ball inside. Also one of the primary pitching options for the Blackbirds as well, as he's already thrown 3 times this tournament through the first 4 games of the Blackbirds, including starting back in game 1 in a 22-0 victory over the Cornwall Rivieres. Nacedo, I guess, did pitch with no runs against. Now, speaking of pitching, the Whitecaps actually had a combined no-hitter in their last game. Yeah, they took a 17-1 victory over Orleans, but that was off a walk where Orleans scored. So yes, correct, a no-hitter combined the last game for Oakville, as their pitching was lights out. Nacedo, a no-doubter, and it's back-to-back bombs for Romeo Nacedo as he does it again. And how about that? He was the only one in the tournament with 3 home runs, and now he's the only one with 4. It's a 2-run shot, and the Blackbirds are now up by 5. And a conversation here for Jack Carson. And I think that will do it at the mound.
Final pitch count for Carson was 51 pitches.
51 pitches for Jack Carson. We'll do it on his now afternoon, as it's 12:04, 4 minutes past the afternoon marker. And it's Logan Harvey coming in from first base, will take to the mound in a game where his team's now down by 5. But we've seen the resilience that the Whitecaps have showcased throughout this game. They were down by 4 in the first inning and were able to come back, as Harvey will begin his warm-up before we get back underway here. But man, oh man, it just seems like a home run derby from this Blackbirds team at times. They did it yesterday where they hit 3 home runs, and they do it again already, matching that total. Well, still lots of ball left to play. And so we'll have the pitching chain. Question in the chat, what age group is this? And this is U14, so 13, 12, and 11 are the ages of these kids. Some of the best around the province, both provinces of Ontario and Quebec. And there's Dale Marcille, who was 0 for 1 with a ground ball to second base. His first time up. As we take a look at some of the standings coming into this ball game, this is before all of the stats that are implicated into this game. But Trois Rivieres run differential, 28, 67 runs for, and 28 runs against. But to be fair to Oakville, they don't have the enormous amount that Trois Rivieres has, only 47 scored, but 21 against. They're at 28 as well, and I believe the Trois Rivieres one is actually bigger than 28. I think this is just a miscalculation on the KBA website. As if my math, it's a 50-run differential for the Blackbirds, not 28, so almost double what we have on here. But they are just overall dominating the tournament. Marcille pulls this one to first base, and it splits the wickets of Jack Carson, who is the newly positioned first baseman from the mound. And Marcille will get a board on an error. So right now, it looks like here's the standings that we have. It is Cornwall 0-4, and the Red Sox also 0-4 at the bottom. The Colts and the Ottawa West Twins are tied with a win and 2 losses. Then the Diamond are 3-1, and then Oakville and Trois Rivieres at the top, nice and tall at 4-0. Thomas Gauthier at the mound, catcher unable to locate it, and Marcille will get a free base as he heads down to second. Gauthier, a walk is first time he was here, got it in the lower half and had to take a moment. Hopefully it was just a stinger as he got hit with a pitch. Shows bunt, pulls away, takes a strike. As Logan Harvey throws him the heater. And we'll go to a 1-1 pitch. As Harvey pump fakes it, goes to second. And the play is safe, stepping back there. Marcille had to be careful, and well, I even think Harvey had the potential to even get a balk there, as kind of looked like he indicated like he was going to throw the pitch, but he was a little sneaky turn and fire, even caught me off guard. Good read, though, by Marcille. And a late decision from Gauthier for strike 2. As I believe Harvey might have a bit more velocity than what we saw from Carson, and these batters, through the first time through the order with Harvey, might have to adjust to it. Here's the 1-2. And he's got him in a pickle in between third and second base. We'll see how Dale Marcille works it. As he go back and forth on his way to third, he'll commit to it, and he's tagged out. As the Oakville Whitecaps read him. That was a beautiful pickoff attempt from Logan Harvey. Perfect decision making, and they get a major out. That brings to, I believe that's the first one, or pardon me, out number 2 of the inning now. And Thomas Gauthier is still at the mound, or the batter's box. As they'll take ball 2 to keep him there. And got him. Strike 3. As Logan Harvey joins the ball game after a home run given up by our starting pitcher, Jack Carson, and able to get his team out of it. But the Blackbirds continued their offense. They put up 4 in the top of the third inning and have a 5-run lead heading to the bottom of the third. When we come back, Oakville looking to respond. You're watching the 2026 Eastern Canadian Intermediate Championships here at Cricket Field. bottom of the third inning and top of the order due up here for the Whitecaps is Lake Constantino, who started things off with a walk, will be the first batter to face the new pitcher, Nathan Mathieu. And his first pitch swinging to center field and eyeing it up there in an easy play from Xavier Gibadon for a quick one down, as he barely had to shuffle his feet. And there's Logan Harvey as the two relievers will go out of here. Harvey got the best of the pitcher in the first inning with a single. We've seen Mathieu, a very valuable option in the reliever spot for Trois Rivieres, as he's been called into action many times throughout this tournament. And well, in a game where Blackbirds are up by 5, but considering how many times they've been up even more than this, maybe one of the closer games for the Blackbirds this tournament so far. And so Mathieu given a spot to try to maintain this lead. And that's ball 2 on Harvey. Underneath of it, lifts it in the infield. Luc St. Louis, and he's wearing those mega glasses that look like pit vipers, and they come into his favor lair as if they block the sun from getting in his eyes and able to catch the pop-up. And there's 2 down. And there's Jackson Vale, the catcher for the Whitecaps, walked his first time up. And well, with 2 quick outs off of a fly ball and a pop-up, looking just to get aboard and keep the inning alive here for Oakville. First pitch, breaking ball will just miss away. So Mathieu has been able to get batters to pop it up, get underneath of the ball. See if he's able to do the same here with Vale. He's not afraid to allow contact, just makes it easy for his fellow defenders. Here's the 2-0. Vale pulls this one to left field. Looks like it's dropping down, and it will. Into no man's land for Jackson Vale, and it's a single to keep the inning going for the Whitecaps. And there's Thomas Loeffler, the cleanup hitter, to try to keep the inning alive. 0-for-1 with a strikeout on the ball game. And while Oakville was able to match the number the Blackbirds put up in the first inning, which was 4, tied the game. Loeffler pulls this one, no C-do, bounces out of his glove, can't find it. No one's covering the bag, and Loeffler is safe. There goes Harvey down the third as he sees an opportunity, and he'll take it. It's runners now in the corners. Off a bit of an error by Nocedo at first, as he went to go grab the ball, which is fine, but no one was really covering the bag. It was more of a miscommunication maybe by the Blackbirds. And there's Bronson McKean. McKean will see that one down low for ball 1. McKean, one of the taller guys, if not the tallest, on this Oakville team. Brings some power because of it. McKean, chopper to the third baseman. Make that the shortstop. And making the play is Joey Blanchette to end the inning and leave 2 runners stranded after Jackson Vale comes around home plate, but his run will be disregarded as it's shut down by the infield of the Blackbirds. When we come back, Trois Rivieres 1 run away from making it double digits. We'll see if they can find it in the top of the fourth when we return. Top of the fourth here back in Kingston. The Blackbirds up by 5. Thanks to another home run from Romeo Nicedo. This one a 2-run slam. He's got 3 RBIs on the day. Nathan Mathieu, 0 for 1 with a ground ball to the shortstop the first time he was here. He's also the reliever currently in the game for the Blackbirds. And he's facing his fellow reliever on the opposite side, Logan Harvey. Who came to the game in relief for Jack Carson and was able to shut things down. But now he's with the task of keeping things as close as possible. 5 runs of difference. Mathieu takes a chance on one on the inside for a strike. Mathieu underneath, rides down the right field line. It will drop down. And it's just perfectly placed there from Nathan Mathieu as the right fielder was not crazy close to that outfield post. And the white spray paint marking the foul territory. As Cuss Doyle unable to cover the ground, and Mathieu will get aboard with a bit of a blooper. And here's Amaric Fournier at a single earlier in the game. And I'll foul the first pitch off. And so we will see Trois Rivieres later today. They will play Ottawa West at 5 p.m. on the here on the channel. So, hey, if you're a Trois Rivieres fan or you want to watch some great baseball, 3 more games today, or 2 more games today. But subscribe and hit that notification bell on the Kingston Baseball Association YouTube channel, as well, we're providing you with all the content and every single game here live. As well, the host team and the Diamond, as the Diamond look to make it 2-0 on the day alone after a 19-2 victory this morning against Cornwall on the other field. It's an 0-1 count as we get continued here for Fournier. And Harvey will turn at fire, looks at first. He does the initial leg kick and then turns and throws down. Throw to second. That is going to get Mathieu in the helmet. He looks to be okay. He's off the third again. And he's going to get it. One corner to the next for Nathan Mathieu. After he takes one like a champ, gets a ball right to the helmet. Top of the forehead. But instead of staying at second and maybe easing off the pain, he just runs all the way to third. Fournier in play, and nice forehand play by the second baseman to Carson in time. As Sutherland will be able to handle it, but it'll be a sacrifice play will count for Fournier as he'll get an RBI. And Nete Mathieu makes it double digits for Trois Rivieres. It's 10-4. And Louis St. Louis 0 for 1 with a similar play to what we just saw from Fournier, ground ball to second base where he ended up scoring an RBI. St. Louis lifts one to shallow center. Backing up onto the grass is Lake Constantino in a last-second catch there. As a bit of an awkward one, but he still confirms it for out number 2. Now we'll go back to the top of the order to Samuel Gauthier. And a heavy swing on the first one for strike 1. As Gauthier got to be beaming with confidence after he lit off this game with a home run. Oh, it's down and away. And we'll split the first 2 pitches. Yeah, quite the exciting start as mentioned when Gauthier just got a hold of, I believe, the second pitch of the game. And got, I believe, his first run in the tournament as well, if I'm not mistaken. 1-2 will be strike. Or pardon me, that was 1-1. We'll turn to 1-2. As that one pierces the inside. A chance now for Harvey to send his team to the offense. It's a drop strike 3, though, as it gets through the wickets of Vale, and he'll have no contest. As Samuel Gauthier will stride on down to first base, and he is safe. And Sam Desmarais, single and a double. 2 for 2 on the game, and he is always consistently so sound at the plate. I'd love to see his overall numbers, as they might be some of the best. Pops it up to the backstop, and Vale will make the grab for out number 3 and gets out of the top of the 4th inning. Well, 1 run will score, and the Blackbirds have not been shut out yet in an inning. The Whitecaps will have to look to change them the top of the 5th and return to the defensive side. But for now, we'll see if they can get some runs back going their way. They're down by 6. Could be less when we return for the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the fourth inning here back at Cricket Field. It's Josh Wynn leading things off. Caleb Sutherland and Matthew Harushewicz will be the confirmed three here. And it's first pitch swinging for Wynn. Hits one quickly, and it's down a one-hopper to the center fielder. And a leadoff single for the Whitecaps. Back-to-back singles now in the ballgame for Josh Wynn. And there's Caleb Sutherland, and you know, Wynn likes to lay down bunts. Don't see a ton of big hits like that, but he got all of that ball, showcasing the versatility he has on the offense. And there's Caleb Sutherland, sac fly. His first time up. First pitch near the eyesight for ball one. That's going to be a strike as Matthew delivers it. Runner down to second. Lemeray will test him when that ball gets out of the glove, and it's actually Marcil behind the plate now. That's a catching change, but the pop out of the glove from the second baseman covering the bag will allow a runner to get there. So advances himself to his scoring position. And the 1-1 to Sutherland. Outside, ball two. And he really likes that outside area, doesn't it, Dan Mathieu? Always trying to paint it. Sutherland pulls this one down for a base hit. And Wynn will get held at third. It's runners in the corners and a single for Caleb Sutherland. And here's Matthew Harushewicz. I'll go strike one swinging as he has to kind of bend over to get to that ball. Runner down to second as well. Two runners now in scoring position. Likes that one on the inside, and a nice play by the third baseman to get it to the plate. The tag, got him, and they'll save a run. As Jaden Renault, fast reaction times, get it to Marcil, and he'll apply the tag. So runners in the corners now for Jack Carson. But a good heads-up play. Renault could have went to first and maybe confirmed an easier out, but lots of time as he reacted quickly to that ball. Marcil will relay some signs to his infield. First pitch to Jack Carson. Outside, ball one. Carson with a walk earlier in the game. If he had one here, would load the bases up for the Whitecaps. In a situation they're down by 4, would love as many runs now than sooner rather than later. And he gets the fastball down the middle, but doesn't pull the trigger, holds off. We'll take a looking. Runner going to third, and Renault will hold off, allows him, as he knew he had the runner at third in his back pocket and didn't want to give him the okay to run home. And Carson gets a piece of it, fouls it back. Bring him to 2 strikes against him. At 2. Pitcher's count. Here's the 1-2. That's inside. Carson spins away. That's Carson. He showcased he does have power within him. And with 2 runners in scoring position, would love to display it here. 2-2, and it's ball 3. That's a good take as Mathieu threw him a breaking ball. And we'll bring the count to being full. Here's the payoff. It's ball 4 for Jack Carson, and the bases are loaded for the Whitecaps. And exactly what they needed here in the bottom of the 4th. And Trois Rivieres head coach will have a word with Nitin Mathieu in his infield. As it looks like they'll also send a pitcher to the bullpen. As it looks like Sam Desmarais will enter and start taking some warm-up pitches. As he started the game behind the plate, as he typically does. And we'll see if he makes the shift to the mound sometime soon. Here's Sam Doyle with the bases loaded. We'll see ball 1. Gets on top of that one. Blanchette, the backhand attempt, will skip on past his glove. And Castoya will get himself a run. And an RBI, it's 5-10. As the Whitecaps get one back. And the bases also remain loaded for Nishan Dillon. An uncommon error there for Sam Desmarais. Or pardon me, Joey Blanchette. What a catch by Jaden Renault when he gets the double play. Oh my athleticism from the third baseman as Renault jumps up, makes the grab, and able to beat the runner at third back to the bases. He did tag up, and that will do it for the bottom 4. And so the bases are left stranded in a mega opportunity for the Whitecaps. Won't be capitalized on. And when we come back, Trois Rivieres look to extend their lead. It's 10-5 going to the 5th inning. Top of the 5th underway here as Joey Blanchette to will lead things off. Jaden Renault and Xavier Gibadon, as we see the 3-4-5 hitters in the order for the Blackbirds. And after they got themselves in a sticky situation with the bases loaded. Jaden Renault, a superstar play to get out of it, to only allow 1 run. And we'll split the first 2, 1-1. And if you're Oakville, you're still in it. You've proven you've had the bases loaded in at least 2 of the innings. You have the offense. You just gotta shut this inning down and keep it as close as possible. Logan Harvey, the task of doing so, and since he's joined the ball game, he's only let up 1 run. So he's been strong. And we'll have the 2-1 pitch here to Blanchet. And he likes that one on the outside, but will foul it off for strike 2. Two. Pulls it, and it's perfectly down the first baseline. He'll turn first, quickly go to second. And it's a double to lead things off for Joey Blanchet, as he labeled that one almost to the right field corner. And here's Jaden Renault, 0 for 2 on the game. Well, struck out his last time. He got a board in the last time he was up, but it was an error from the first baseman. Also had an RBI on that play as well, did Renault. And Harvey will step off and take a look down to second base. And Renault with a late decision. Swings through for strike 1. As Harvey's continued to, when he throws that heater, throws it once in a while every count. Gets batters to swing late. Tries this one again, pops this one up in the air. Vale looking for it, and he won't be able to make the grab. There's a bit of frustration from Jackson Vale. That's one he felt like he should have had. 0-2 is the result, and we'll have the pitch here from Harvey. That's ball 1 up high. It's over top of the hand of the batter. Here goes runner down to third, and Joey Blanchet will not be tested. Steals a free base for the Blackbirds after a ball gets to the backstop. And after an 0-2 count, back-to-back balls go the way of Renault to bring us 2-2. Outside, ball 3 and a full count. And we'll see a payoff pitch here to Jaden Renault. Up the middle as it's over top of the mound. No chance for Logan Harvey, who was the only infielder who was close to it. And it's an RBI single for Jaden Renault as Joey Blanchet makes it 11-5. There's Xavier Gibadon to the plate. Gibadon RBI single earlier in the game. And a first pitch for Harvey on the outer half for strike 1. As Joe Bidon playing center field for a majority of this game. You can tell by that arm sleeve, if you're not sure who's out there in center field or where he's playing, you can tell by the nice blue and pink arm sleeve he wears. Ball thrown to Sutherland, will pop out of his glove, and a successful steal there from Jaden Renault. Quick 0-2 count, though, against Joe Bidon. Now he's got to protect to stay alive. We'll see the finisher potentially from Logan Harvey. Got him. Strike three looking on a breaking ball on the inside. And that'll be out number one. And there's Romeo Nacedo. And, well, talk about performer of the game. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs. And we'll keep an eye on how Logan Harvey pitches to him. As the first one breaking ball on the outside. I think they've learned you can't give him anything in the middle of the strike zone, as he will hammer it. Well, the first 2 were against Jack Carson, so new pitcher, different velocities. We'll see if that comes to benefit the Whitecaps in this at-bat here. 2-0. It's ball 3. And they're just pitching away to him. (3-0) to Nacedo. And they give him that one. This one to deep center field. He's done it again. It's the 3rd straight home run of the game for Romeo Nacedo. His 5th RBI. And this kid is unstoppable. We mentioned you can't give him anything down the middle of the strike zone, and Logan Harvey did. And Romeo Nacedo, oh my goodness, 5th home run of the tournament. And it's 13-5. Just speechless here. As Nacedo, we knew he had the power coming into this game, having 2 home runs through his first 4 games, but who could have expected this? This is performance of the tournament, no question. And Theo Marcil will have to follow him up for the 3rd time with nobody on. And a hold off for a ball. But just anything. He's hit them all to pretty much the exact same location, too. Just a little bit left of center field. Just a perfect swing on the kid. Well, if you're Jack Carson, maybe, obviously you never want to see an opposing home run given up, but, you know, you give up the first 2 and then you get pulled out of the game, and then you see your reliever also give up 1. As Marcil to center field, Wynn will take a couple steps in and make the grab for out number 2. And here's Damas Gauthier. Who was our starting pitcher back in the first inning. Has walked one of his first 2 times up. And 1 out away from the Whitecaps getting out of this inning. That strike there on the first pitch. And Gaultier gives this one a lift to right field. It is gone! And the Blackbirds have done it again. It's the 5th home run of the game. This one off the bat of Thomas Gaultier. And it's 14-5. Oh my goodness, it's a home run derby in the morning at Cricket Field. And Logan Harvey is just nothing. He's just smiling at home at the mound. I don't think he understands. Like, he is facing some fantastic batters, and nothing you can do, I guess, but smile. He's not even frustrated at this point. And so pitching change will come through as Lake Constantino will step up to the mound. And man, oh man, I'll tell you, we've seen Gaultier many times throughout this tournament. His brother hit a home run earlier in the game as well. But we haven't seen a whole lot of power from Thomas Gaultier, and he puts it on display there as he perfectly got that one. And it's a 9-run game. As it goes home run from Nacedo, Marcel pops one up, and then Gaultier goes right back to it, swinging for the fences. And it looks like Logan Harvey will go to shortstop in replace of Lake Constantino. Just a trade 1-for-1. As I'll tell you, producer Rias Hennessy is astonished by the amount of home runs we've seen in this game alone. Jaw dropped when we saw these two in the inning. Maybe not from Nacedo, as that's his 3rd of the game, so come to expect it by now. But Thomas Gaultier, that ball was lifted and destroyed. Here's Nathan Mathieu, first batter to face Lake Constantino. Ground ball. Bobbled out of the glove by Sutherland. Turns and fires, and he won't throw it at the end of the day. As he'll decide that he won't have enough time and it's not worth testing it, so runner will get to first. There's Emerick Fournier. And Constantino is always full of good vibes. It's something I've picked up on him. And we'll see if he can provide some here for Oakville. Down by 9. And if they did get out of this inning, only down by 9, we would see a 6th, as that would be 1 run below the 10-run potential mercy rule. Fournier lifts this one to left field, dives down, and on the knees to make the grab. As that will confirm the end of the 5th inning. That's a nice play there, I believe, by Thomas Loeffler to confirm it. And it's 14-4 as the bombs continue from the Blackbirds. And when we return to Whitecaps, can they find a bomb of their own? We'll have to wait and see when we come back. Bottom of the 5th inning as we join you back here in Kingston. Evan Huynh going to lead things off. Nitin Mathieu back on the mound. And the first pitch outside for Huynh. Well, is very speedy, and if he's able to get on base, obviously, in a game like this where runs are now a premium for Oakville, need them more than ever. Not bad to have one of your fastest guys. As stated from Oakville themselves, Evan Huynh is one of our fastest guys. So that's a ball on the outside. Quick 3-0 lead for Evan Huynh. And the automatic strike is Mathieu will get one back and start his battle. Huynh over top of it will be a bit early and foul it off. And will bring us to a full count all of a sudden. Good battle back in here from Nitin Mathieu. And we'll go to a payoff. To the shortstop, and they're in on the infield. Bobbled initially by Blanchette, but still able to make the play, and there's one down. As he was very much so in the infield, basically on the grass to make that play. And so this will bring up Blake Constantino. Who joined the mound in the top of the 5th inning. And sees a off-speed pitch on the first one from Mathieu. Constantino, Harvey, the 2 up to confirm the 3 that will have at-bats here. And on the top of it and fouls it off for a strike. Constantino, one hopper to Blanchette, handles, 6-3 is good. And there's 2 down as Joey Blanchette is busy early in this inning. And there's Logan Harvey to try to keep things going. But a mound meeting here for Nitin Mathieu. And I believe that will do it. At the mound, as Mathieu's duties are lifted. So 37 pitches for Nitin Mathieu. Will keep him, reverts back to under that 35 pitch threshold. So he would be available not tomorrow but the day afterwards. It's Sam Desmarais who will take to the bump. Look to find one more out to get out of the 5th inning. And Logan Harvey, who is 1 for 2, a single and a pop up to the second baseman. Throughout this ball game, we'll have another chance here to find another base hit. Harvey obviously at the mound, well, was the mound before Constantino took in for him. Started at first base at the beginning of this ball game, and so we'll get it back underway as Desmarais is ready at the mound, and Only one out needed to get out of the inning. First pitch, fastball on the outside for strike one. As pitcher going to the bullpen as well for the Blackbirds, number 22 is Xavier Gibadon. Will start his warm-up. And it's strike two against Harvey as he goes swinging there. Desmarais got him and the perfect opportunity to strike him out. The 0-2 pitcher's count. Harvey, chopper in the infield. Cutting it off is the second baseman, and Nathan Mathieu makes the play after moving from the mound to second base and gets out number 3 as it's quick work for the new pitcher, Sam Desmarais. And that will do it for the bottom of the 5th inning. When we come back, it's the 6th here in Kingston. Sixth inning to get underway here, and a new pitcher to the game after Lee Constantino only pitches 3 times just to find the 3rd and final out in relief for Logan Harvey. And, well, probably just a transition piece for Bronson McKean, who blows one by on the outside and gets struck number 1 on Louis St. Louis, the leadoff hitter. And strike 2 again. As extra velocity here at the mound from McKean, and batter's going to have to catch up to it quickly. Here's the 0-2. St. Louis, and it's a blooper over top of the head of Constantino. And the no man's land and a leadoff single for the Blackbirds as we go back to the top of the order with Samuel Gauthier. As McKean will turn and fire to first, and an easy slide back there for St. Louis. Guy who's quick on his toes. Now he's going down to second. Gauthier will hold off, will take a strike And a successful steal there from St. Louis. Down to second base. He's a fast kid. Looking to utilize it. And McCain will turn and threaten him. Stayed on 0-1. Up high, up the eyesight for ball one. We'll split the first two pitches. That's ball two on the outside. So two games going on actually right now. Our 12 o'clock game at Veterans between Orleans and Cornwall, which actually has a decent amount of stakes on it. Two teams that are still winless in the tournament. And well, after that one, we'll only be down to one team without a win. That's a strike back for McKean. So, funny enough, the two games simultaneously going on right now are the two winless teams and the two teams without a loss. That's ball three to move us to a full count. McKean just trying to create some sort of momentum for the Whitecaps. Can he win the payoff? And he won't be able to the backstop as well, so Louis St. Louis will have an easy time getting to third, so runners in the corners it will be. There's Sam Desmarais. Single and a double earlier in this game. But if the Blackbirds want to find the 10-run mercy rule this inning potentially, they would get to the threshold with one more run scored and threaten the Whitecaps to try and end it this inning. As runner down to second as well. As Gucci got there. That's another dropped pitch there by Vale. Something that squeaked by him to the backstop that has allowed runners to get through. Big reason why St. Louis is on third right now and Gauthier is at second. They both stole the base. And a heavy swing by Desmarais for strike one. As he was underneath of it. And a similar location to the last pitch. This one, he decides to hold off, and it goes his way for ball two. And McCain will paint the outside for his second strike. And he's got himself in a pickle. Two runners on, both in scoring position. And McCain, who brings an extra layer of velocity to the mound, looking to utilize it, the 2-2. Blown to the backstop by a weird bounce off the fence as well. And Louis St. Louis will easily come on home. And it's 10 runs the difference for Trois Rivieres. And it hit one of those big, solid beams and took a bounce like it's at a trampoline park. And so we'll full count here for Desmarais. And here's the payoff. As he skies it back, heads up to the people behind us. As that was heavily hit as well. Now, producer Ryan Hennessy gave a look at me and took me a second to register why, because we parked our car directly behind where that ball could have been hit. Desmarais will foul that one back as well to stay in it at a full count. Rice, I think we're good though, pal. As it gives me the thumbs up here in the booth. Of course, we want no cars hit. And we'll have another payoff pitcher as he's fouled 3 balls consecutively. This one will be paid in play. Hard bounce. Nice read by the second baseman. Turns and fires, and Desmarais beats any throw. And Caleb Sutherland, who put a great attempt into it, just not fast enough, and it's 16-5 for Trois Rivieres. Here's Joey Blanchette. Who has an RBI, pardon me, had single and a double earlier in the game, and a strikeout. And ball one away. Still looking for their first down as well as the Whitecaps, and just kind of demoralizing when you can't find it out early, and it just kind of feels like you're falling down a mountain, just searching for that first platform that will stop your momentum from falling even more. And for Oakville, they're going to have to rebound after this game and look to finish out the tournament, or the round robin at least, trying to look for that second spot. This one's hit to left center field, and it goes up the alley for a base hit. As Joey Blanchette continues the hitting parade here for the Blackbirds, it's 2 on for Jean Renault. As we won't see Oakville again today, but I believe we will tomorrow. They play the Diamond at 11 a.m. That is an important game as well, as that could be a game to see who may finish in that second spot in the round robin. And it's a strike one on the outside corner on Renault. As I mentioned, Kingston and Oakville was a loss here today. And the Diamond, and as well as Ottawa West, kind of hovering around that 2-3 forward spot. Just a matter of the question of who will claim them out of the 4 teams listed. Hunter gets the third and second, both now in scoring positions. There's the 1-1. And Renault will foul that one back to bring him to 2 strikes, and McKean just got to find the finisher. Hasn't been the inning he would have wanted, has had this situation before with batters at 2 strikes, hasn't been able to find it yet. Is this the one? It is! Strike 3 looking for Jaden Renault when it's the first punch out at the top of the 6th end game for Bronson McKean. And Xavier Gibadon, RBI this game for number 22 in black. That's first pitch, top of the zone, strike 1. As it will clip it. And paints it again, as McKean really chipping away on this at-bat on that other half. See if Gibadon adjusts a little bit, maybe scoots in a little bit more in the box. Here's the 0-2. And he fires that one in foul territory, and well, there's the reaction we've been waiting for, as I believe that one ended up getting a piece of a car. Nothing serious there, just a little bit of a gasp from the crowd. As in the broadcast booth, we don't have the greatest perception to the sides. And again, third straight pitch on the other half. McKean perfectly placed, and that's a strikeout. Back-to-back punch-outs. This one on Xavier Gibadon. And here's the home run man, Romeo Nacedo. And the 2-out pitcher rule will come into effect as Xavier, who just struck out, will trot on down to third base. And Romeo Nacedo, if you're just joining us, he's had 3 at-bats and 3 home runs. Does he have another one up his sleeve here? And you gotta think McKean has seen 2 different pitchers give up all those home runs, and we'll see how he attacks him. It's aggressively right from the get-go, though. And strike two as Macedo takes the first two looking. And McKean sets himself up perfectly in this count on the hard hitter. The 0-2. Down to the dirt, unable to locate it. Here comes the runner on home, and it looks like that one got the catcher in an awkward area. I think that's Jacksonville behind the plate as he is in some pain. And we'll take a moment here to make sure he's okay, as it looks like he's favoring that right foot. As he looks to be back on his feet here, which is great to see. And so Vale will take a moment to collect himself before we get back underway. Runner at third as a run did score on that last play. So we'll resume with a 1-2 count for Macedo. Still a chance for McKean. We'll see if that brief moment allowed him to decide what pitch he wanted to throw the finisher. The 1-2. Got him. Strike three swinging. And Bronson McKean is fired up as that's out number 3 to get out of the top of the 6th inning. And Macedo can't win them all. 3 home runs, but potentially ends his afternoon at the plate with a punch out. And so we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. The Whitecaps need 3 runs to stay alive, or else they'll face the mercy rule here in the 6th inning. We'll see if they can do so when we return. Number 1 of the day, but the Whitecaps trying to counteract that. Down by 12, and it's Sam DeMarais back on the mound after he joined us in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. And very successfully got the final out. Jackson Vale, who took a bit of a stinger in the top of the 6th, top of the 6th, behind the plate, looks to be okay. And the 1-0 Vale will follow it back. As ever since that first inning from the Whitecaps, they've only scored 1 run since, and the next consecutive 4 as their offense just has ran dry. And well, maybe it's the benefit of how solid the pitching is on the side of Trois Rivieres. So many different options, and well, they've gone to about 4 pitchers here in this game. It's ball 4 for Jacksonville. And a leadoff runner on first. The second walk of the ball game as well for Mr. Vale. And there's Thomas Loeffler. Who got a board off an error last time he was up with a first baseman. See what Loeffler could do here. First pitch, swing into the third baseman in the glove of Renault. Toss to second. Can they turn 2? Matthew Toss is it. And safe is Loeffler, but they'll get the fielder's choice with the out at second to keep runner off a scoring position. Here's Bronson McKean. Pitched the entirety of the top of the 6th, allowing 3 runs. We'll see what we can do here with the at-bat. And painted by Desmarais on the outside for a strike. And just another fastball, and McKean is late to it. He's got to be a bit faster on the decision. Well, the 0-2 from Sam Desmarais. Got him. Strike 3. 3 straight strikes from Desmarais. He gives him 3 options. McKean waves at the final 2, but too little too late. And there's Josh Wynn to try and keep the hopes alive of the Whitecaps. Needs to get on base here. That's first pitch for Desmarais, out and away. Well, what a solid finish this will be for the Blackbirds. Has made a statement on this tournament, beating the other 4-0 team, potentially in a mercy rule here if it ends. Strike 1. As this was a highly anticipated game, it was the one I had marked down since I saw both these teams play their first games. And Josh Wynn, strike 2, unable to connect. As he'll foul that one back. Yeah, we'll stay with a pair of strikes. Runner also down to second as well, as they look like they just let him go for free unless they missed a bonk call. Desmarais, a pitch away from staying undefeated for the Blackbirds. Now into the backstop. Runner down to third as well, and well, you can see that there's no desperation from the Blackbirds to have a worry about their runner, as Merciel took his time getting to that ball in the backstop. We'll go to the 2-2 from Desmarais. And he stays alive. Josh Wynn continuing his battle. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, so understands what it takes him. Win himself a hit. Wynn will see the 3rd consecutive 2-2. In play, and well, pardon me, just float outside the first base line and the first base fence. And we'll stay with another 2-2 pitch incoming. Wynn is just doing a fantastic job getting bats on balls. We'll see if he can do it again. Desmarais searching for the finishing pitch. In play, past the glove of Desmarais. Backhand from Mathieu. Toss to first is in time. And the Trois Rivieres Blackbirds remain undefeated through 5 games as they defeat the Oakville Whitecaps, the other former undefeated team, as the Whitecaps lose their first game of the 2026 Eastern Canadians Intermediate Championships in a 10-run mercy rule result that finished 17-5 final score. And so we'll have 2 more games today as the Diamond will take on the host team, the Kingston Colts, at 2 p.m. as the Diamond are riding on some momentum after a beatdown to the Cornwall Rivieres this morning. We'll see if they can use that game to try to continue on and make a flawless day as they look to go 2-0. But that will do it from us here in game number 1. It was the battle of the 2 undefeated teams, and Trois Rivieres will continue to have that title. For myself, Jacob Ewing, and producer Ryan Sanessy, we'll see you very soon. Remember, subscribe and hit that notification bell on the Kingston Baseball Association YouTube channel as we're providing all the coverage of every single game here at Cricket Field in Kingston. We'll see you very soon for Kingston in the Diamond.